YouTube, what's up? What's the deal? So you can't hold your yesterdays against your todays. When you hold your yesterdays against your todays, you become backed up in all ways. So the mental and emotional baggage becomes physical from holding your yesterdays against your todays because you have a concept of self that you tried to hold on to. You went to sleep with only the intention of waking up, so you tried to hold on to who you were when you went to sleep. So when you wake up, you're forced to face this concept that you had before the last trance, or what you call sleep. So what you're doing is you're basically you're not allowing yourself to shed. That's how you let law of attraction take place, because law of attraction is relative to your personal situation. Like, law of attraction is not what you think you want. You're not going to attract a lottery ticket. You're going to attract a personal lottery ticket for you, whatever that would be relative to you, what a personal lottery ticket would be for you. That would entail something that only you know. And the only way for you to know that is for you to have the silence inside of you so you can hear your true intentions emanate from your core. And if you're not doing that, if you're not fasting, going into nature, getting away from all these different hurts and these, microwaves that we're in, there's no way. There's no way that you can have the silence in self to let go of what you were, or what your concept of self is. Self-destruction should happen daily. You should self-destroy every day. Every concept you have, you should be unlearning every day. It shouldn't be. Knowledge is gaining every day, gaining weight. Knowledge is finding balance and adding more weight to find balance with more weight. Whereas unlearning is removing, maintaining balance and removing, and less and less. So with that said, holding your yesterdays against your todays, it plays out all over the place in your law of attraction, because you're going into trance all the time. Physical trance is when you're in the zone, and metaphysical trance is when you're daydreaming or meditating or in dreams, what have you. So you have the minute allowance that happens throughout the day all the time. Like, minute allowance would be like, if you're gonna, go somewhere from A to B, and there's all these different routes to get there, and instead of like focusing on, all different signs and different things like that are external to you, you go with what you feel on the inside, and you go with the Tao that emanates from inside of you, the universal will, universal will. So that it's just it's minute. It's really small. It starts really small. How people, they wake up in a day and they create expectations for the next 5 minutes, then the next 10 minutes, and then hours pass by with you living in expectation instead of living in the moment to where you can adjust to the Tao. And when you don't do that, you just become more and more sick and less aligned, and then you create less, and then you become backed up because the body isn't flowing. So the belly swells, and then the posture changes, and then the antenna is getting terrible thought reception. So you just have to let go of your yesterdays and stop holding them against your todays, and every little move that you make that you try to plan out, you have to let that go too. Like, that's really staring into the abyss, like, take a left at the abyss, take a right at the abyss. That's kind of how you have to look at every move in your life, to where you really are living in this moment, like in a subtle way, like in the closest you can to this breath right here, to where you're not living 10 breaths ahead, 10 steps ahead, or whatever. And then once you do that, then you live in the now, and then you can allow yourself to give, which is receiving, because being received is the truest form of receiving. When you give and you are received, that you are receiving in that process. There's nothing like giving to someone and being completely received. Ask Ron Isley. I like the way you receive me. Like, that's it. That's all people want. Anyway, that's the only desire that people have, is to be received. But When you live in the now, then you can give to the collective pool of good deeds. And then law of attraction will work itself out to where you build up, not a credit, but you're paying yourself back. So you can look at it like a credit through the good deeds that just take place if you live in the now. It's not even a good or bad thing. It's just that living in the now, that's just automatic. So then things just come to you. It's really that simple. You're either a servant of temptation or a servant of integration. Either way, you serve the Tao. So it's the collective of good and bad deeds that we pool into whenever we live in or out of the now. And the more you live in the now, you can't even help but to give to yourself by allowing yourself to receive. Like they say, prayer is talking to yourself and meditation is listening to yourself.